Welcome to the 2013 graduation ceremony for George Rogers Clark. I ask that everybody rise for the national anthem. You may all be seated.
Hello and welcome to the George Rogers Clark commencement ceremony of the class of 2013. As I stand here, sure and unsure in equal measures, the one image that comes to mind is the first day we walked the halls of Clark High School as freshmen. It seems astonishing that just 4 short years ago, we entered high school eager and ready to learn all we could and grow up as fast as possible. Those 4 years have passed by in the blink of an eye. I'm here to say that after enduring all the hardships that come along with being in high school, we have made it here to graduation day. The stress, the hard work, and the late nights have finally paid off. Now we are here, eager to graduate and begin our lives as young adults. Whether that includes joining a branch of the armed forces, furthering our education, or entering the workforce, the future we have always dreamed of and anticipated is now closer than ever. We are one step closer to our goals. To some, today is a bittersweet day, and for others, today is a day that could not come quick enough. We have been preparing our entire high school careers for this, moving on to bigger and better things. Class of 2013, today should be a monumental moment for each and every one of us. The friends and memories made and the knowledge learned in our time here at Clark should be what pushes us forward in whatever future we pursue and should be what reminds us of where we came from. We came to Clark as individuals, but we will leave as a family, pioneers at heart. This may be the end of the years filled with high school bliss, but this is also the beginning of each in our bright futures. Lao Tzu, a Chinese philosopher, once said, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." Class of 2013, the moment we cross the stage and receive our diplomas we will become that step, the step that begins a journey, the journey to the rest of our lives. Congratulations. Now I'd like to welcome Miriam Estefany Giron for parents' recognition.
Welcome, family and friends, to the GRC celebration of commencement of the class of 2013. I would like to take a moment to thank all of the parents for their support throughout our journey. Thank you for dragging us out of bed every morning, even when we had thousands of excuses to stay home. You made sure we were fed and well dressed. You drove us to school and to our practices. Thank you for attending our plays and for cheering us on in our sporting events. I would also like to thank our friends for listening to our complaints and for believing in us when we cease to believe in ourselves. As you know, behind every person sitting here with their cap and gown, there's a group of people who guided and supported each and every one of us along the way. We owe a huge debt of gratitude to our friends and family members for aiding us in our journey to complete high school. Before we proceed with the ceremony, I would like to leave my fellow classmates with a quote that somebody very special gave to me. Promise yourself to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind. To talk health, happiness, and prosperity to every person you meet. To make all of your friends feel that there is something worthwhile in them. To look at the sunny side of everything and make your optimism come true. To think only the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best. To be just as enthusiastic about success of others as you are about your own. To forget the mistakes of your past and press on the greater achievements of the future. To wear a cheerful expression at all times and give a smile to every living creature you meet. To give so much time to improving yourself that you have no time to criticize others. To be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, too happy to permit the presence of trouble. To think well of yourself and to proclaim this fact to the world, not in loud words, but in great deeds. And to live in faith that the whole world is on your side. Now with the reflection, Tyler Lasky, representing the High School Student Council.
Good evening, Clark faculty, students, and family members. I welcome you to our Class of 2013 graduation ceremony. Our families watched us leave for our first day of school so many years ago, and now they look on as we cross the stage today to begin our lives as young adults. We have walked these halls of GRC for so many years, and for many, they are all we have known since entering the 6th grade. We have all faced challenges to reach today, and surely there are many more to come. Some may have even faced adversity just to walk across this stage tonight. Of course, these trials and tribulations are what make us stronger as a person and can only prepare us for what is yet to come. Nothing has been handed to us on a silver platter to reach this moment, and we have all put in countless hours of work to walk across this stage. However, we know that the relationships we have gained with friends and administration here at GRC will always be our backbone, even on our toughest days. In the end, we are all family, and we have all faced the same joys and struggles that come along with high school. The memories that we have gained throughout the years are priceless and will surely last us a lifetime. For that, I am truly grateful, and I am proud to be part of a new family, the graduating class of 2013. Congratulations to you all for reaching the pinnacle in your young lives so far, and I wish you all continued success in your journey of life to reach your goals. Thank you. Now I welcome Caitlin Patricia Seiler for her Victorian address.
Good evening, family, friends, teachers in the class of 2013. We arrived here only 4 short years ago, and now it is already time to leave. We came into high school as children, we are now leaving high school as young adults. We stand here today on the chasm of our future. It is no longer a distant reality. It begins here. It begins today. Class of 2013, we should be proud of ourselves. It was not easy to get where we are standing at this moment. Some of us had to endure hardship, whether it was through financial or family situations. Many of us had stayed up long nights and endured a great amount of stress in order to graduate. However, all of this was worth it to make it to where we are. Now, it is important to decide what we want to do with our future, whether it may be working as a lawyer, doctor, baker, nurse, a teacher, or other careers. We, the class of 2013, must enhance our future through prior experience of our loved ones, as well as setting examples for our future generations. We are tomorrow's future. Our actions and experience help shape us into who we are and will be. Our actions must make a clear statement, a statement that says where we have come from and what we have accomplished. We, as a class, can accomplish success together by making a brighter tomorrow and making a path for future generations. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." Let us leave a trail others will be proud to follow. It may not be easy to get where you want in life. Others may knock you down, but get back up and try again. If you ever face some obstacles or feel like life is becoming too much, do not panic. Remember, life gets better if we have the right tools to work with. Tools such as an education, positive attitudes, determination, and people who love and care about us. Class of 2013, it is up to you to decide what path you want to take. It is up to you to be successful. It is up to you to make a better future for yourselves. We would like to thank our families, administration, and teachers for all of their hard work to get us to where we are today. Personally, I would like to thank my parents and siblings for all of their love and support throughout the years, as well as my family, friends, and boyfriend. If it were not for your love and support, I would not be where I am today. Additionally, thank you to my teachers and administration who have helped shape me into the student I am. I would also like to wish my sister Kirsten a happy birthday. Class of 2013, good luck, and remember, graduation is not the end, rather a new beginning. I want to introduce Victor Haro for the salutatory address.
Good evening, friends, family, faculty, and let's not forget the class of 2013. How do we measure the time we have spent in high school? Do we look at the 4 years that have passed since the first day of freshman year? Or do we measure it by looking at all the memories, bonds, and accomplishments we have made since August 2009? Here before me today, I see a group of people that have truly made an impact in our school and accomplished so much. We have student athletes who have represented Clark with great pride. Our test scores show that we have students that are prepared for the future. And then we have all of us here as a group whose individual talents allowed each and every one of us to arrive at this moment. Everything we know today is because of our teachers, our parents, and our coaches. Our teachers have spent countless hours preparing lesson plans so they can instill as much information into our heads in such a short time. Our coaches have pushed us both on and off the field, but have also helped us establish work ethic, unity, humility, and the importance of being a student athlete. They wish to see us use these values we have learned on the field and in the classroom to succeed not only in school, but also in life. Our parents have pushed us just as hard. They have seen us go through the struggle of doing homework, projects, and writing essays. They assist us as much as they can so we can accomplish our goals. They make their best efforts to get us to school, assist us in our work, and get us through something they themselves may not have experienced. Queremos darles las gracias a todos los padres y madres que aunque algunos no hablan inglés o no terminaron la escuela, Pongan el esfuerzo para empujar a sus hijos para que logren lo que en algún momento fue difícil o imposible para ustedes. Gracias. Do not think of today as the end of high school, but the beginning of a new life. Do not leave here today thinking, I should have done this or done that, but think, I am proud of with what I have done and proud to be sitting here today. No matter where you go on from here, what success you gain, never forget where you came from. Once a pioneer, always a pioneer. Say it with pride. Go out there and reach your goals. Remember that Confucius once said, when it is obvious that the goals cannot be reached, do not adjust your goals. Adjust the action steps. Just because something seems impossible, do not change what you wish to achieve. Just change the way you accomplish it, because he also says, it does not matter how slow you go, so long as you never stop. I would now like to introduce the Clark High School Choir, who will be singing two select pieces called Graduation and Music of My Heart.
At this time, I'd like to call Tatiana Belfort to the stage. She is our senior band member this year, and this is the first time we can do our tradition of the senior band member selecting a song that we have played throughout their career, and this year she has chosen for us to play Don't Stop Believing.
On behalf of the 2013 class, we would like to welcome the School City of Hammond School Board Trustees, Mr. George Janik, Ms. Anna Mamala, and the Director of Human Resources, Mr. Christopher Rivera. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to call to the podium a young man that graduated from George Rogers Clark in 1977. He currently works at Disney and has worked there for the last 20 years. Proudly proclaims himself as a region rat, Mr. Bob Chapek.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. I'd like to start by congratulating all of you on reaching this day. Seems like only yesterday I sat in the auditorium at my very own graduation ceremony. Problem is, it wasn't yesterday, it was 36 years ago. And as the old saying goes, time flies, and it seems the older you get, the faster it flies. In fact, just last week, my youngest daughter had her high school commencement in California. In August, we ship her off to college, the last of 3. So this time represents a pinnacle for our family as well. Now, to all of you, the observations and perspectives I'm about to share may or may not be new insights, but I guarantee you that my kids have heard bits and pieces of this over the last several years. And like them, what you choose to absorb from my comments is up to you, but I have had quite the journey since leaving George Rogers Clark 36 years ago. In short, I went to IU Bloomington, graduated, went to work in Amoco in Chicago, got married, left to go to graduate school at Michigan State, had my first daughter, graduated again, went back to Chicago to work for a big ad agency, left to work for a major food company in Long Beach, California, had a son, relocated with my job to Cincinnati, went back to California to work, this time at Disney, and had my second daughter. In my 20 years at Disney, I've been fortunate enough to work at what I consider the greatest company on earth. Been given the opportunity to climb the corporate ladder, travel the world, meet scores of Hollywood types and other newsworthy folks that I never dreamed I'd get a chance to meet or to know. I've been fortunate enough to experience the best of what life has to offer with a great family and comfortable surroundings. Now, for a kid from Hammond, that region rat, who once grew up 1 block from Clark with working class parents, my journey might have been improbable. It was here that I ran more track and cross country miles than I care to count, all the time sucking up the industrial effluent into my lungs from the local soap plants, corn factories, oil refineries, steel mills, and even labored in some of those plants during my summer years. But I'm a big believer in the fact that we all create our own destinies, and the only limitations that we have are those that we choose to place upon ourselves. Whether your future aspirations take you far away or keep you close to home, know that the work ethic of this region, combined with your own ambition, can help you achieve anything. For me, looking back, it's undeniable that my own parents' work ethic certainly shaped me. From my experience, it seems there are 3 factors that determine the level of success in your life, no matter how you define success. First is God-given talent. We all excel in different things. I could no more be an NBA player than a painter. Getting cut from the freshman basketball team and my own pathetic stick drawings can attest to that. But there are a few other things I'm pretty good at. Identify what talents you've been given and exploit them. The second factor is luck, being in the right place at the right time. Admittedly, there's a certain amount of circumstance that affects all of our lives, but I believe that we can create much of what we create can be dismissed as luck. In fact, Thomas Jefferson once said, "I'm a great believer in luck. I find the harder that I work, the more of it that I have." Which brings me to my third and most important condition for success, and maybe the most important factor of all. Call it the power of will, determination, perseverance, resourcefulness, or whatever, but setting goals and climbing obstacles that stand in the way of those goals is the primary key to success. There will be 100 reasons you convince yourself of that you can't live your dream. 100 reasons, but don't believe any of them. The power of will is the most important energy source in the world, and if you can harness it, you can do anything in the world. I had a close friend in California who had a really bad turn of luck recently, or maybe bad fate. He was diagnosed with a horrible illness, one that would debilitate him and eventually kill him. He was given 6 months to live. He said to heck with that, and what he did was made a bucket list. He beat the odds and ended up living 3.5 years, well beyond expectations, and in this time, not only did he do his bucket list twice, but he decided to live life to its fullest despite all the chemo and all the treatments that he had to take, even with the inevitability of his fate staring down at him. My favorite story of his will is when 2 years into his battle, weakened by disease and treatment, he decided to do the unthinkable, to run a marathon. He never ran one before. He was too weak to properly train. His doctor strongly advised against it, telling him that his now feeble body couldn't take the strain. But he did it anyway. And at age 53 and in really poor health, he finished 90th out of 400 runners, finishing in a little over 4 hours. The weird thing is, I met this guy in California at work at Disney, and it turns out his whole family was from the region. In fact, his uncle was my parents' doctor in Whiting for all the years they lived here. Weirder yet, as it turns out, we were related through marriage. Go figure. Good, strong region stock, I guess. That plus the power of one man's will. So as you consider what will be your life's work, I ask you to think broadly. Living here in Hammond, all the possibilities might seem obvious. When I grew up here, none of the career choices that were encouraged or seemed accessible really seemed to fit me. So I went out in search of something different. These days at Disney, I work around a lot of folks who spend their days creating Disney magic, whether they be animators, movie producers, toy creators, illustrators, actors, theme park ride developers, or Imagineers as we call them, game programmers, publishers, etc., etc., etc. I don't know about today, but none of those were obvious career choices when I was growing up in Hammond. But consider that for anyone trying to discourage the artists out there because you'll never get a job, I work in a town where there are hundreds of thousands of artists, not only gainfully employed, but living their dream and creating their own brand of magic for the world. That's only one example, of course, but the point is to dream big and don't give up before you've even started. Well, if you're anything like me, you're probably hoping I'll finish up so you can get this thing over with so you can go on with your celebrations. But if you play your cards right, you'll not only be celebrating what you've already accomplished, but what you're about to accomplish, regardless of what it is that you will aspire to. And remember, like Thomas Jefferson, the harder you work, the luckier you'll get. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chapek. We were fortunate enough this year to actually have two guest speakers. The next person I'd like to call up to the podium is Miss Laura Eckroat. Laura Eckroat graduated from George Rogers Clark in 1982. While here, she was a baton twirler, the only baton twirler, played tennis, and kept stats for the boys' basketball team. Ms. Eckroat resides in Fort Worth, Texas, with her husband Stephen, daughter Ashley, and Muffin, her Anatolian shepherd. Ms. Eckroat is an elementary school teacher and an author of the 2010 North Texas Book Festival Children's Book Award, The Life of Bud. She has also written A Simpler Time, Went out to get a donut, came home with a muffin, and Muffin's second adventure that was just officially released yesterday, What's in the Corner? A Muffin Tale? Ms. Laura Eckroat.
First, I'd like to say congratulations to the class of 2013. Thank you to Principal Wilson for inviting alumni like me back to Clark, and Mrs. Kaminsky, who helped make sure I knew where I needed to be and when. Thanks to my good friend and bowling buddy from high school, Lori Gaylor, who asked if I'd be interested in speaking to you today, and to Miss McCampbell, who was my English teacher in high school. She made a recommendation for me to be here today. I am most appreciative. Thank you also, Mr. Montalbano, who's here today, for sharing my website with his staff at George Rogers Clark. Because my daughter and husband both had work obligations, they couldn't be here with me today. I'm upset about that. But I'm really glad that my mom, Agnes Winsack, is here to share this with me, and also her best friend from kindergarten, Helen Furto, is also here. As you heard, I'm a teacher and a children's author, but it took me many years to find the job that makes me the happiest. When I attended Clark, my teacher, Miss McCampbell, gave me less than A's on my papers. If you're not familiar with what less than an A means, it means B and that occasional C. But she made me a better writer and thinker. She shared her love of literary works by having us read works by Poe and Longfellow and had us write our own stories and also opinion pieces on many great pieces of literature. But those less than A grades she gave me only made me try harder on everything I wrote through my numerous years in college and even things I write today. When asked to come back to Clark to speak to graduating seniors, I was super thrilled and honored, but then I became horrified. Even though I'm a teacher and have given presentations on writing at teacher conferences and conduct story times and workshops in schools and libraries all over the country, talking to high school seniors made me nervous. What life lesson could I possibly tell you? So I had to sit down and figure out what to tell the class of 2013. I started several versions of this talk, and most ended up like some of my books in my journal, unfinished. And then I thought, oh no, I have the dreaded speaker's block, which is very much like writer's block, but maybe potentially much worse. Because if I flew all the way up here from Texas, got up on the stage, and said absolutely nothing, it might be a bit awkward. So here goes. Do you guys remember when you were in kindergarten? Do you? Do you remember when you were in kindergarten? Everyone asked you what you wanted to be when you grew up. I taught kindergarten for 5 years and have recently spoke to a few primary schools in Fort Worth, Texas for their career days. I tell the children about writing and illustrating, and it is wonderful to see their faces light up in excitement about what I do. And then they all want to share with me what they want to be when they grow up. They all have big dreams. They want to be doctors, lawyers, teachers, vets, artists, firemen, nurses, police officers, and even the President of the United States. And after I finish my talk, some authors and illustrators emerge. But one of the best parts about being little is that you really think you can be just about anything. Some wish to be ninjas or Barbie princesses. And I'm sure some of you graduating today still wish that becoming a ninja or a Barbie princess was a viable option. At that time in your life, you feel the world is full of possibility and you are excited to learn everything and change your mind quite often about what you might want to be. But sometimes when we're in high school, we lose that excitement of learning or become confused as to what we want to be when we grow up. My advice to you, try and get that excitement back as you leave here today. And never stop asking what you want to be when you grow up. I wouldn't be here today if I had stopped asking. Because when I graduated high school, I wasn't sure what I wanted to be when I grew up. When I was little, we used to play school in the basement of my mom's house on Atchison Avenue. And most often, I got to be the teacher, which I thought was the fun part. And about 3rd grade, I really thought writing a book would be cool. That was truly a dream. Even on my first date with my husband, I told him about wanting to have a book published someday. And he said, wow, that's a big dream. Good luck with that. When I attended Clark, I was part of the business professional group. I took typing with Mrs. Weiss and learned to type on a manual typewriter, which is quite a workout for your fingers. Today, thanks to Mrs. Weiss, I can type on a QWERTY keyboard with ease, and who knew that 30 years later, I'd be using that skill on a phone. Typing has been invaluable in every job I have had. I also took shorthand with Mrs. Pariso, who's here today. Because of Mrs. Pariso's persistence, I still am able to take notes in a cryptic language known as shorthand. She made us work so hard that I still watch presidential debates or the news and can see shorthand words in my head. In college, I could take notes and not have to share them with anyone because no one could read. I even teased Mrs. Pariso as I came to give this speech and told her that if I passed out while giving this speech today, she could come up here and finish it because there was probably shorthand on my paper. My life since high school has been an incredible journey, and it's because of the things I learned in high school. Never give up, always challenge yourself, and always try your best. After graduating, I went to work for Amoco in Chicago, and I went to school part-time at Purdue Calumet. I loved working there and was promoted a few times because I never gave up, was always challenging myself, and always tried my best. I liked all the people I worked with and for, but the job was really never me. I never felt passionate about it. I moved to Denver and worked in the HR department at Amoco, and then graduated from Regis University. In Denver, I met my husband, got married, and had my daughter. About a year after my daughter was born, we were asked to move to Georgia with Amoco as another promotion in human resources. But when I got to Georgia, I realized why they had moved me there. I had acquired a skill that I really didn't even know I had. I was good at firing people and laying them off. Well, that certainly was not something I really wanted to be known for, and I certainly didn't have a passion for it. It was truly exhausting. I decided to leave Amoco, but the first day that I didn't go to work, I realized, oh my gosh, I don't have a job, now what am I going to do? After discussing it with my husband, who is super supportive of me, he agreed I needed a break from corporate life. So I went to an educational toy store named Zany Granny and applied for a part-time sales position. It was right before Christmas, so I thought it would be lots of fun. Well, I walked in for that part-time job and came out a manager. And I had never managed a store before, but told myself I would never give up, this was truly a challenge, and I would try my best. After a while, I realized this job was bringing me closer to my true passion, but I still wasn't quite sure what that passion was. I trained new employees, conducted story times, did summer reading club lessons, organized special new toys events, and did countless fundraisers for schools. I loved working in the store, but the school part of it was the most fun. And working with kids made the job really worth it. I had a wonderful experience once at Zany Granny. We would have costume characters during story time, and Corduroy Bear was always a favorite. My daughter loved Corduroy. So my husband brought her to the store one day. Our events person had the costume on, and I brought Corduroy out. But she gave me the sign that she felt sick, or that she was about going to pass out. She was squeezing my hand really hard, so I took her back to the back of the store. No one else working fit the suit, so I took one for the team and put it on. I had the best view of my daughter and all the children at story time. My daughter was a bit upset because I heard her say, "Mom's missing Corduroy," but I got to give her a big hug, and it was the most rewarding moment. I worked in the store a few more years, and we became a top summer reading club store. We had 300 plus kids come each week for summer reading club for 6 weeks during the summer. I picked the books, wrote the lesson plans, designed the crafts, organized discussion groups, and hired local teachers to help pull it off. It was wonderful. During those reading clubs, I realized my passion. I wanted to become a teacher. In 2001, my husband's job moved us to Massachusetts, and I decided to go back to school to work on my master's and began working as a teacher. I got a long-term substitute teaching position working with special ed preschool students who had autism. I loved every moment of this position, and each small gain the children made was an enormous one to me. When I would come home and tell my husband about the kids and their gains, he said, "Laura, you have finally found your passion." While I was working on my master's, I had a class in writing, so I finally was sharing my stories I had been writing for years. I finished The Life of Bud and began sending it to publishing companies. In 2006, about 2 years later, after rejection, after rejection, after rejection, but my husband kept reminding me to never give up and to keep trying, I finally found a publisher. And I received the contract, which is really a really emotional moment for me, on the 3rd anniversary of the passing of my father. And now have 4 books and 2 more on the way. I continue to teach, write, conduct workshops, and story times. I have come a long way from playing teacher in the basement on Atchison Avenue. I want each and every one of you to be as happy as I am and find your passion. Never stop reevaluating your life and never give up. If life takes you in different directions and you don't feel right, or you feel you're not doing what you were meant to do, don't be afraid to make a U-turn. You may learn some new things about yourself and find your true passion. You may be lucky and find it right away, or it may take years like it took me, but I am grateful for all the experiences I've had on my journey. Lastly, I hope you see and experience many amazing things in your life. Never give up, always challenge yourself, always try your best, and you will find your passion. Congratulations again, class of 2013, and good luck.
Thank you, Ms. Eckroat. At this time, I would like to ask Ms. Eckroat and Mr. Chapek to come forward one more time. On behalf of George Rogers Clark Middle High School, class of 2013, I would like to present you with a small token of appreciation for sharing your story with us tonight. Now, I would like to call my assistant principal, Ms. Lydia Gill, up to the podium so that she can announce the top 10 of our graduating class.
Good evening. We are going to now honor and acknowledge our top 10 students, those that fall in the category of the magna cum laude. Christina Sahagon. Rogaciano Reynoso, sorry. Alexis Nicole Figueroa. And now our summa cum laudes, Kayla M. Williams, Marco A. Leon, Cassandra Carrillo, Lauren Ann Sally, and Stephanie R. Richards. And now our number 2 student, the salutatorian, Victor M. Otto. And our valedictorian, Caitlin Patricia Seiler. Okay, and now I leave the podium to Mr. Wilson.
Something that we usually like to do at the award ceremony, senior awards ceremony, is present the valedictorian and the salutatorian with a plaque. They weren't here during our ceremony for that, and they have arrived. So I'd like to call one more time Caitlin Seiler, our valedictorian. She's coming. And our salutatorian, Victor Haro. And then now I'd like to welcome up to the podium Mrs. Haas, our lead counselor, and Miss Romero, our other high school counselor. Please come to the podium.
Okay, first row, please stand and come forward. I know, but it is going to be continuous. You want to do voice first? Okay, you're ready. Okay. Yasmin Aguilar. Alicia Aldaba. David Andrade. Yadira Armenta. Brandon J. Asbell. Kamiria Rodnesha Baggett. Perry Baldridge. William Michael Barron. Nancy Barraza. Christopher G. Barrera. Tatiana Gislin Belfort. Tatiana Immacula Belfort. Edgar Bernal. David A. Barones. Timothy Joseph Brown. Washanae Butler. Jesus Cabello.
Congratulations, your photo.
Anne Margaret Cabildo. Jenny Belinda Camacho.
That's all right.
Is that Edward? Edward Camargo. Savannah Wendy Carranza. Maritza Regina Castellano. Daisy Castellanos. Edwin Guadalupe Ceballos.
He's on his way now.
First row, please be seated. Second row, please stand and come forward. Yvette Peniel Celso. Octavio Cervantes. Jasmine Marie Cooley. Meldavon Zachary Collins. Alejandro Contreras. Laura Contreras. Fitzroy Kevin Jr. Combs. Brianna Cordero. Alvaro A. Coro. Jacqueline Luisa Cruz. Guillermo Alfonso Cuellar Guerrero. Daniel Curiel. Eric Michael Danielson. Mario Del Valle.
Smile and breathe. Congratulations.
Austin Delgado. Great job.
Congratulations.
Lilia Diaz. Kevin John Dybel. John David Ector. Angela Falcon. Can't see. Okay. Xavier Salvador Flores. Rodrigo Flores. Nina Franklin. Amanda Marie Gall. Selena Francis Gamez. Nanis Garrison. Miriam Estefani Giron. Iris Glenwicki. Elizabeth Gomez.
Mr. Wilson, one of my sisters. Can you see?
Logan Fredinelli. Danny Fuentes. Christian Garcia. Juan Jose Garcia. Ray Anthony Garcia. Nicholas Aaron Garza. Erica Janet Gomez. Israel Gonzalez. Juan Nigel Gonzalez. Christine Gonzalez. Miguel Gonzalez. Morgan Elizabeth Gronkowski. Noe Gutierrez. Leroy Harmon. Amanda Jean Henry. Alyssa Marie Hinojosa. Bernato Jean-Michel. Danielle Michelle Krieger. Angelica Lynn Lippincott.
Junior.
Elizabeth Alexandra Lopez. Tania Marquez. Kaylee J. Martinez. Stephanie Martinez. Alexis Marie Mason. Lidiana Esmeralda Medina. Third row, please be seated.
Fourth row, please rise and come forward. Zachary Corbin. Angel Magañez. Tyler Lasky. William Robert Martin. Joshua Fernando Martinez. Miguel Antonio Martinez. Steven Martinez. Anton Rashawn Mayfield. Nivea Nicole Mercado. Jacqueline Moliga. Shaquila Lavon Mosley G. Nicole Rose Meisowitz. Vicky Ochoa. Juan Carlos Mesa. Mohammed Monroe. Trevor Lee Mortiz. Alder Navarrete. Ever Navarrete. Dominique Annette Orr. Precious Marie Pabon. Kiana Marie Penn. Melissa Peschke. Rebecca Reynolds. Samantha Rodriguez. Rubalcaba.
Kelly. Kelly.
Fourth row, please be seated. Fifth row, please stand and come forward. Francisco Orozco. Brian Ortega. Manuel Palacios. Julian Isaiah Paz. Andrés Pereira. Christopher Robert Perez. Jonathan Alexander Perez. Eric Pinto. Juan Quiroz. Travis Michael Priester. Edgardo Parra Ramírez. Miguel Ramírez. Wilson. Tanisha N. Wilson. Samantha J. Wolford. Young. Andrea Zamora. Victoria Zavala. These last two girls are actually juniors that are graduating a year early. Mónica Marquez. María Medina. Fifth row, please rise and come forward. Andrew Robledo. Angel Rodriguez. Jesse Rodriguez. Nelson Rojas. Alejandro Ruiz. Anthony Sanchez. Spencer Segura. Gerardo Sotelo.
afternoon, school board members, administration, Ms. Goodson, Ms. Mortori, family, friends, and graduates of the class of 2013. It has been my pleasure to serve as your 2013 class president for the last 3 years, and it has finally came down to this moment. We have walked across this stage and received our diplomas. I'm speaking for my fellow graduates when I say that this is the moment we have always imagined, and one we will remember for the rest of our lives. High school life is full of events. We could feel the hardships of success, play the game of love lost and gained, have the friends we could talk to, and the teachers we both loved and depended on. These are the parts of our lives we will never forget. A lot will change once we leave high school, but remember, once a pioneer, always a pioneer. And the memories we created here will not stay here, but will travel with us throughout our lives. We have all left and will continue to leave an indelible legacy of excellence, achievement, and a fine tradition for generations to come. Many opportunities will open up for all of us in one way or another. Take those opportunities and live life to the fullest without wasting what life has given you. T.S. Eliot once said, in the love song of Prufrock, I have measured out my life with coffee spoons. We can all take this to live our lives deliberately without letting someone tell us what to do. Ladies and gentlemen, stay true to yourself, because these qualities will further you throughout your life. Because in this world guided by fear, a world supposing of the uniqueness that lies inside each of us, and a world where we can grow and cherish every moment of our lives as if it is our last. Clark School is like no other school. We are not just students, we are family. We always keep our head up high in the hardest times and strive to push ourselves till we reach our goals. Class of 2013, I am sure we are proud to call ourselves pioneers. Blue and white run through our veins now and forever. You're our easiest hello, but our hardest goodbye. Thank you, and congratulations to everyone of the class of 2013.
Before we move on to the part of this ceremony we are all waiting for, I just have a few words, and I promise it'll be short, to share. I stand before you today, amazed and filled with joy, amazed at the growth I was fortunate enough to see in the 2 short years I have been here. I have witnessed all of you overcome challenges. Some of these challenges were truly a surprise. Some were a necessity to not only to survive, but to prosper in life. Yet even others were engineered by your teachers and parents in order to give you experience with living. It is vital to always keep in mind that challenges in life can be hard, yet necessary and purposeful. Such as when a mother giraffe purposely knocks over its baby giraffe again and again. The reason? The mother must teach its child that when it falls, it needs to get up fast. This is all about survival in the world it is going to live in. You have lived through many challenges thus far, but you have many more challenges yet to face. This is nothing to worry about, because you are all pioneers. Pioneers are accustomed to challenges and are not afraid of living our vision, because as pioneers, we will lead. As pioneers, I owe you many things, because we have gained tremendous ground toward living our vision of becoming great leaders. This year we have seen progress in improving our attendance, a rejuvenation in the school spirit that grows each year, an increase in the test scores, a decrease in truancies and discipline issues, and overall an increase in our focus to excellence. Without you, none of this could have been accomplished. In short, continue doing what it is pioneers do best. Survive by leading and live to strive towards excellence. I want to share a short story that I believe is important for you to hear.
a story many of us have heard before, maybe even several times. Nevertheless, it is a story we need to revisit from time to time. This story is as follows. One day, an old man was walking along a beach that was littered with thousands of starfish that had been washed ashore by the high tide. As he walked, he came upon a young boy who was eagerly throwing the starfish back into the ocean, one by one. Puzzled, the man looked at the boy and asked, "What are you doing?" Without looking up at from his task, the boy simply replied, "I'm saving the starfish, sir." The old man chuckled aloud and said, "Son, there are thousands of starfish and only one of you. What difference can you make?" The boy picked up the starfish, gently tossed it into the water, and turning to the man, he said, "It made a difference to that one." I share this story with you because I know you all have grandiose ambitions, lavish dreams of changing the world in a mighty fell swoop, or achieving greatness through dedication, work, and tenacity. It is true that these things are some of the ingredients to success. Please take note, these are some of the key components to finding a way and making a difference in this world. However, I want to remind you never to lose the ability to show kindness, consideration, and duty through small actions. This is what matters most. In life, it is the little things that make the difference. None of us will be remembered for what we have, but all of us will be remembered for what we do and what we do not do. Always remember, you all have something to offer or to bring to the table. You have made a difference in many lives, especially mine. Continue to make those differences. It is the small details that truly make the masterpiece. In closing, I hope your dreams take you to the corners of your smiles, to the highest of your hopes, to the windows of your opportunities, and to the most special places your heart has ever known. And that's a quote from an unknown author. Congratulations. Now for the serious part. I would like to ask Mr. Christopher A. Rivera, Human Resources Director, Mr. George Janik, School Board Trustee, and Miss Anna Mamala, School Board Vice President. I, Robert Wilson, Principal of George Rogers Clark, present to you Mr. Rivera, Ms. Mamala, Mr. Janik, candidates for graduation from George Rogers Clark, class of 2013. I attest that these candidates meet the criteria and achieve standards set by the Indiana State Board of Education and the State Superintendent, Glenda Ritz. I present to you candidates of George Rogers Clark High School for your acceptance.
Mr. Wilson, by the powers vested in me through the state of Indiana, the school city of Hammond, Superintendent Dr. Walter J. Watkins, and the Board of School Trustees, I accept your recommendation.
Thank you. Candidates, please rise. It is now time. Please grab your tassel and move it to the left. official graduates, class of 2013, George Rogers Clark. Congratulations.